Would Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, have had Tinder? Picture this: a time-traveling emperor armed with a smartphone swiping left or right on potential matches. How would Stoic principles influence his choices? Would ancient wisdom even entertain the notion of such modern frivolities? We're about to delve into the fascinating intersection of Stoicism and love, and how these concepts might clash or coincide with the world of dating apps. Now that's an interesting thought, isn't it? Before we delve into that, we need to understand who Marcus Aurelius was. Born into an aristocratic Roman family in the 2nd century, Marcus Aurelius ascended to the throne as the Emperor of Rome in the year 161. His reign, often referred to as the Pax Romana or Roman peace, was marked by significant military conflict, but also by his deep commitment to philosophy and justice. Marcus Aurelius was not just a ruler, he was also a philosopher king, a rare breed of leader whose actions were guided by contemplation and wisdom. His philosophy of choice was Stoicism, a school of thought that emphasizes the development of self-control and fortitude as a means of overcoming destructive emotions. Stoicism taught Marcus Aurelius to focus on what was within his control and accept what was not. This philosophy helped him navigate the tumultuous waters of Roman politics and warfare, maintaining his equanimity even in the face of adversity. But Marcus Aurelius was not just a practitioner of Stoicism. He was also its most famous chronicler. His private thoughts and reflections on life, compiled in a work known as Meditations, provide us with a remarkable insight into the mind of this Stoic emperor. These writings, penned in the midst of military campaigns and political intrigues, reveal a man deeply committed to virtue, duty, and the betterment of himself and his society. Meditations is a collection of personal notes, reminders, and maxims. It was never intended for publication, but it has since become one of the most influential texts in the Stoic canon. From it, we learn about Aurelius's deep understanding of human nature, his insights into the workings of the universe, and his unwavering commitment to the Stoic principles of courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance. Known for his wisdom, Aurelius left us with a treasure trove of Stoic principles to ponder over. He showed us through his words and his actions what it means to live as a Stoic, to face adversity with grace, and to lead with wisdom and integrity. Now, let's take a deeper look into what Stoics thought about love. To understand this, we must first recognize that the philosophy of Stoicism places a heavy emphasis on virtue and self-control. Stoics believed that our emotions should not rule us, but rather, we should have mastery over them. So, how does love fit into this philosophy? Well, Stoics didn't shun love. In fact, they held it in high regard. But it wasn't the passionate, all-consuming love we often see portrayed in the media. Instead, it was a love grounded in mutual respect, understanding, and shared virtue. Stoics viewed love as an extension of their philosophy of living in accordance with nature. They believed that love should be rational, not influenced by external factors or fleeting emotions. It was about appreciating the other for who they truly are, not for what they can provide or how they make you feel. In this context, it becomes clear that Stoics had a very different view of love compared to our modern understanding. They favored a love that was free from possessiveness, jealousy, and unhealthy dependency. Instead, they championed a love that was calm, steady, and grounded in mutual respect and shared virtues. The Stoic perspective on love also highlights their emphasis on self-control. They believed that we should not allow ourselves to be controlled by our emotions. This doesn't mean they were emotionless, far from it. Stoics felt emotions deeply but chose not to be governed by them. They understood that emotions are natural, but letting them dictate our actions can lead to turmoil. In the realm of love, this meant that Stoics would not allow themselves to be swept away by infatuation or lust. They would not let love cloud their judgment or compromise their virtues. Instead, they would strive to maintain their composure and rationality, even when faced with the intense emotions that love can provoke. So, for Stoics, love was more about a deep bond and respect than about fleeting emotions. It was about finding someone who shares your values and virtues and building a relationship based on mutual respect and understanding. It was about loving, rationally, calmly, and virtuously. Opening. How would Stoicism translate into the modern world, especially in terms of love and relationships? The world has evolved dramatically since the days of Marcus Aurelius, yet the principles of Stoicism remain timeless. The Stoics' approach to relationships is a fascinating topic, considering the way our society has shifted towards instant gratification. Stoicism teaches us to find contentment within ourselves, to seek virtue and wisdom, and to remain indifferent to things outside our control. This philosophy, when applied to relationships, offers a fresh perspective in a world where dating apps and social media often dictate the pace and nature of our connections. Imagine for a moment a Stoic navigating the world of modern dating. They wouldn't be swiping left or right based on superficial judgments. Instead, they'd seek meaningful connections, prioritizing virtue and character over fleeting attraction. They would also remain unmoved by rejections or lack of matches, understanding that these are external factors beyond their control. Now, consider the contrast. Today's culture is increasingly about instant gratification. We want likes, matches, and responses instantly. We crave validation and fear rejection. But Stoicism teaches us that these are temporary pleasures and pains, distractions from the pursuit of a virtuous life. This is not to say that Stoics would abstain from modern dating or relationships. Rather, they would engage in them differently. They would approach relationships not as a means to fill a void or gain validation, but as an opportunity to share and grow, to cultivate virtue together. They would understand that true love, like any form of virtue, is not something to be passively received, but actively cultivated. Stoicism also teaches us to be present and to value the moment. In a world where we are constantly looking forward, swiping to the next person, or seeking the next thrill, this is a powerful reminder to slow down, to appreciate what we have, and to invest in the relationships that truly matter. Closing. In a world that often prioritizes the temporary, Stoicism teaches us to seek the enduring. So back to our initial question, would Marcus Aurelius have had Tinder? Let's dive into this thought experiment, shall we? Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, was a man of principles, guided by the philosophy of Stoicism. This philosophy, as we've discussed, places a high value on personal virtue and inner peace, achieved through acceptance of things as they are and not as we wish them to be. So, how does this translate into the realm of modern dating apps like Tinder? Well, let's consider Tinder's premise. A platform designed to facilitate connections based mostly on physical appearances, with the swipe of a finger. It's quick, it's superficial, and it's based on immediate gratification. Now, this seems to be a far cry from the Stoic principles of depth, meaningful interactions, and the pursuit of virtue. To Stoics, relationships are not about quick gratification or superficial connections, but about deep, meaningful interactions and mutual growth. They seek a partner who complements their virtues and aids in their pursuit of wisdom and personal growth. So, would Marcus Aurelius, a man of such principles, have had Tinder? It's tempting to say no, but remember, Stoicism isn't about rejecting the modern world or its conveniences. It's about how we approach and use them. Marcus Aurelius might have used Tinder not as a quick fix for loneliness or a superficial means of validation, but as a tool to meet new people, to learn from them, to grow with them. He would have approached it with the same thoughtful deliberation he applied to all aspects of his life, seeking depth and meaning in his connections, not instant gratification. So would Marcus Aurelius have had Tinder? We can't say for certain, but what we can say is that if he did, he would have used it very differently than most of us do. Perhaps the answer lies not in whether he would have had Tinder, but in how he would have used it. In the end, this isn't just about Marcus Aurelius and Tinder. It's about peering through the lens of Stoic philosophy to gain a deeper understanding of love and how it impacts our lives, even in the age of digital connectivity. We've explored Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, and the Stoic perspective on love, which is grounded in rationality, self-control, and acceptance of life's imperfections. We've also journeyed through the fascinating realm of Stoicism in the modern world, asking the thought-provoking question, would Marcus Aurelius, a paragon of Stoic principles, swipe right or left in the world of today's dating apps? This exploration is not just an academic exercise, but a call to introspection. How can we incorporate Stoic principles into our own lives? How can we, like Marcus Aurelius, navigate the waters of love and relationships with equanimity, understanding, and wisdom? We invite you to ponder these questions and perhaps even find a new perspective, a new way of engaging with the world, with others, and with yourself. Stoicism, after all, isn't about denying or suppressing emotions, but rather understanding them, controlling them, and using them as guides to a more fulfilling life. It's about being in the world, fully and completely, but not being overwhelmed by it. Remember, Stoicism is less about denying emotions and more about understanding and controlling them for a more fulfilling life.
Thank you for watching this content. If you enjoyed the video, I invite you to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on future content.